Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of Boons and Conditions, your source for competitive, structured, player vs. player news, discussion, and banter. It is September 4th, 2012. It's been 1 week since Guild Wars 2 officially released, and this is our second take since the audio wasn't working earlier. If you're in the chat room, thanks for being here. You should be in the chat room more often if you're listening to the YouTube, watching the YouTube, or listening to the audio-only version on iTunes. So, as always, we have our splendid co-host, whose name I can pronounce, and her name is Luperza. So how you doing, Loopy?
Oh no.
Yep, I said Loopy, not Looper.
No.
Yep.
Not allowed.
Ah. Maybe we should redo this intro.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Faye?
I'm doing aight. I'm doing aight.
How you doing, streamers? You guys watching? You guys doing good?
Do you like how you can hear now? Is that better? We're good. Tonight we're going to be going over some news. We're going to be interviewing our guests. Yes, new faces. One has an afro. I swear it's not an in-game screenshot. And we're going to have a roundtable discussion on how ArenaNet can improve their game, specifically in structured PvP, because that's what we focus on. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another one of our primary goals at BNC is to have on various competitive teams. So we hope that you enjoy our new guys on the show this week. And if you have any other suggestions for us or teams that you think that might be interested, send them our way.
Yes, send them to us. So our two
Package
guests.
them in a little box. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Next day ship it. No. So our guests, if you don't know them already, let's be honest here. They're from Team Legacy, the North American team, which is honestly, you guys can, do this, right? If you're listening to audio only version, you're missing out on the sweet video action. But brush your shoulders, and you guys are kind of popular, I'd say. But here now I want to slide the names. So here we go. We have Quilp, or Cool Whip, as we call them.
Yep.
How you doing?
Hello. Good.
Do you want to pronounce your own name so I don't sound that
I
terrible?
mean, it's pretty much. I've never actually settled on a name on it. I never actually bothered saying it myself personally, so I just put the onus on everyone else.
Never say your
Why
name.
will you
I
do
like
that?
Why would I do that? Why would I need to say my name?
That's the mystery. I like that. That's wonderful. All right, and the next one. Here we go. I'm gonna take a stab at it. Mianhe.
Almost. You almost got it. Yeah.
Almost got it.
I'm settling with that. All right. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
I like the afro, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm the future of Guild Wars 2 fashion.
So we're gonna interview these guys, but currently we're just gonna go over some news. So it's been a week since release, so now we can say we've actually played the game more than just a couple days or hours. So some stuff we went over last week. We're kind of looking for like cool moments in PvP history. My latest name for it is Stomps of the Week. So if you have any cool footage and want to show it off, send it to us, upload to YouTube. Just let us know that we can, post it on you. It's just like a sports clip, really. It's like, check out these 5 cool clips. So we're still looking for that. Had a few submissions, but we're still trying to gather more.
Yeah, so be sure to send those to us. We're at GW2BNC, and then you can also contact us at our website, www.gw2bnc.com/contact. Send us our stuff.
Send it to us. You guys have a lot
you
of
can
clips
email
for
us too.
Oh,
We're at gmail.com. Same thing. I bet you can guess what our email is.
We have an email. Who uses that?
What?
Is that like Facebook?
I don't know. It's like, I don't know why. We should probably just get, like a little elf to come bring us our mail. That'd be sweet.
So Team Legacy, part of the agreement you guys forgot about is you're going to be sending us like 10 clips a week, right?
Oh yeah, they will all include like a special point of view from like hyenas and rock dogs. Like, I'll make sure to get it your way.
Well, I'm going to bring on Rock Dog next episode. He's going to be the special guest. Okay. Enough of that. Also, we're looking to do shoutcasts again. We had some in the past with myself, Q-Strike, and some other folks. So, again, more matches. Send us your matches. We want to see them. We want to commentate them. Show your skills. Show us your moves. Obviously, have it in HD, multiple point of views help, and showcasing how a team can work together is kind of the theme. Like, actually being organized. So who's Team Legacy? Who's you guys? When did you guys start? All that jazz. How did you get in there?
In terms of the PvP team, it's pretty much only been created since, well, beta weekend events started, but Team Legacy itself was pretty much an offshoot initially from Team Liquid. There's a thread on it for Guild Wars 2. And then since then, it kind of took a life of its own. We're pretty much known us as like a complete entitled brand. We're mainly focused on WVW, but we do have 2 PvP teams, the NA team, me and Mianhe are on, as well as an EU team.
Very nice. We'll have to interview the Euro team later. My job is to slaughter the English language. So what's the rest of your roster? Do you guys run just 5, or do you have an extra, or how do you guys deal with that?
Right now we're trying to aim for 10. We have 9 right now. It's me, Mianhe, our leader Hara, or Actelum, as he's known in the game itself, Gigawatt, Lightning Crisis, Jacobin, Pandera, who's our newest recruit, Saline, and Sagasu.
Okay. Well, I think we talked about this a little bit pre-show, but what are you guys running personally professions, and what's the rest of the group currently toying around with?
Well, I'm personally running engineer right now mainly, but my original main was warrior, so it's something I can always drop back on. As for Mianhe, you can go ahead.
I'm usually playing now elementalist, but I alter between Ellie and Guardian.
And then in terms of team composition, we're still messing around with that. If you happen to catch our streams, we do some weirdly weird stuff at times. We've tried running triple thief just for the sake of running a bunch of thieves because it was fun. But we don't have anything defined yet. We're still experimenting, trying to figure out what's best.
Okay. Cool. So individual questions. What's your favorite map?
For me, I would probably say Kylo.
For me, will probably be Forest. Still.
Good. Someone said raid. I have to boot you off. So.
No. Wait.
So
can I take that back?
Yeah, can I change my answer also?
Oh, no. Are you guys pro or anti sharks?
I'm pro shark.
I'm pro shark, dude. I will never touch those
you guys
sharks.
Change your answers. No. Going against the plan.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the sharks.
I just don't like the underwater point. I like the sharks itself. It's just when you combine sharks and underwater point and like underwater skills that are horribly imbalanced right now, it just creates a giant mess.
It is really clutter as well when you see people fighting down there, and then you have like the Z axis as well, and they have a shark coming at your face. It's really you can't see anything that's going on underwater.
Yeah, I think that sharks are kind of interesting, but you know, got to deal with what you got to deal with. I think that we had talked about this in our previous episode about how just underwater combat wasn't put in like with enough time to balance any of those weapons. Like we only got to use them a couple times, right? I don't think there was much time for us to like even give feedback on those. So
there's that, and really when you make a build, you're like, I can't wait till I'm underwater because this build's gonna really excel. My spear damage is insane.
Just a tip: if you see an Ellie underwater, don't run towards him. Just saying.
All right, I'm not even gonna ask why, because I'm just that kind of host. No follow-up questions here. Actually, please tell us. I'm sorry.
We're actually going to go on to our featured thing tonight, which is improving PvP, well, structured PvP, that is. And so our focus tonight is going to be Guild Wars 2, structured PvP, and what the community thinks that we can do to help improve it. And tonight we're bringing Team Legacy guys over here to let us know what they think would help us improve this.
Now, there's a lot of elephants in the room when it comes to this topic. We've hinted at it. You see in other podcasts. You see it on posts. You see it in Reddit, Guild Wars 2. You see in Reddit, GW2 Esports, which go check out. There's a plug for them. Wonderful subreddit. But we're going to kind of go into these a little bit more in depth. So also, when we hit a topic, or you want us to reach a topic, chat room, pipe in. We're live, so you guys can ask us questions or maybe correct us if we're wrong, which our guests are never wrong. I will be wrong, but the guests are. That's why I'm here. So, all right. Well, really, there's a handful of topics we can pick from. So how about you guys select what we should start off with? How about that?
All right. The way I think that we should approach this is functionality first and foremost, and then start going into the esports stuff that it needs for this game to be successful.
I
The
can dig it.
biggest, yeah, like the biggest thing for PvP right now is getting server stability with the chests, along with tournaments being like tournament PvP being up at the same time. It's really, really inconsistent. It's like hiccuping, and even though chests aren't essential to the very idea of tournament PvP, it's a nice form of, I guess, like positive reinforcement for people who do it, and to have them come back and keep playing. That's like the biggest thing why I think chests still need to be implemented. And,
We're talking
I-
about the treasure chest, guys.
yeah, yeah.
Treasure chest.
For those that don't know, and there's a lot of people who listen and watch the show that really don't know anything about PvP. So we'll break that down really quick. If you get 1 through 4th place in tournaments, and there's 8 slots. Basically, there's 3 rounds, single elimination. And if you win a round, your first game successful, you're going to get something. Ideally, you get to the last one, you get extra rewards, extra glory, you get fancier gear. But currently, 9 out of 10 times, if not more, you're not getting anything. So that's kind of the issue right now at hand.
And they did put that in their patch notes. They said they're working on it, so they are aware of it. I'm sure they are. So it's kind of those things where you have to kind of wait for them to fix things.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
He's like, no.
No,
No waiting. I demand.
go for it. Go for it.
Another thing that should be implemented before, like, going into all the esports support from ArenaNet, we need some sort of rating system. As it stands right now, there's really no difference between solo queuing and queuing as a team. So what you have right now is all these new players jumping into games, matched against already formed teams, and it's not a fun experience for either like us or them. Like, we spend this time, killing these people, and they just waste their time as well. So
Yeah, even if they put in something where you could opt in to what you want to be, like if you're like, I'm intermediate, I'm mega super nerd pro, like even if it was something like that where it wasn't maybe a stat system, which that would be absolutely what we would want, some kind of Eli system or something. But I mean, even that would help, and that's something that seems pretty easy to me to implement, to just kind of allow people to choose which queue they want to be in. That would help.
Something that actually surprised me is that in hot join games, you have, you get matched against people around your same glory level. But in tournaments, there's nothing like this. You don't get solo queued against this kind of people. Or, I mean, it's not really a good indicator of skill, but it's kind of, experience-wise, an okay indicator for now.
Crazy right now. I love it. I love you, chat room. Like, and I know people were talking about it earlier, but basically having your own private or rented server, it's something they said's coming in. But when? I know they don't want to give an ETA because false hope is probably the worst thing they can do right now. Because, and this is a whole other topic, this isn't even PvP related, but the fact that they took down the trading post or take it down just for the game stability is pretty sweet to a point until you get frustrated. But it shows, they're concerned about the game. It shows the fact that they turn off their digital downloads. They're concerned about it. Real quick, BNC Tourneys Weekly. Well, I don't want to talk about that.
We definitely want, like,
we'll do
we've
something.
talked already. We do definitely want to do some tournaments. So obviously, we want to commentate and stuff like that. So hopefully, they provide us with a system to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, again, our show's goal is to show teams, showcase players, showcase matches. So yeah, man, we're waiting, just like a Dragon Arena. They're ready to do their tournament.
Yeah.
Like, plug for them. Are you guys in that? Or are you guys talking to them
We should
at all?
definitely
In the
plug.
comments?
Yeah,
We're signed up into it. Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
there's quite a few teams. I can actually look it up right now while you guys are chatting. But yeah, and I'll post a link in the stream here too. You guys should definitely check them out. I mean, it's going to be the first tournament that we've heard that's organized.
Mhm.
So hopefully it does really well. They want to do like 500 something teams, which is crazy. I don't know what their plan is for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to quite like their system, if it's like just single elimination, because I don't know. There's some things that can happen. I hope that they maybe do 3 fights or 5 or something like that. But
Do you
with
guys have
500
preference?
teams, that's crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys have a preference on how much elimination there is?
Yeah, actually, we prefer best of 3, and the easiest way to do this, I think, instead of using rotation, assuming they have private servers up, is you simply can just coin flip at the beginning and have one team pick their map to begin with out of the pool. The second team gets to pick their map if it's the same, whatever. And then the third one is simply, hopefully, will just be the remainder map. So it kind of avoids any problems with overlapping. But I think best of 3 is at least most reasonable. Best of 1's just really, really harsh. You have one off game or something. Or maybe you're streaming constantly, right, to get like viewers and promotions. So your ideas and strategies, you can't keep them all hidden. So you can kind of counterpicked, because you can only change so much once the game starts. And then having one bad game kind of screws everything up, and getting knocked out because of that would be disappointing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was just talking about. If it's just one-time elimination, which it seems like what they're trying to go for, I worry about that. I mean, with 500 teams, that's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Pretty intense. But
Yeah.
props for them for trying, because honestly, everyone, BNC, them, every other major corporations too, like, we're all going to learn from that tournament. So, see my phone?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it there.
It's also great to see all these, support towards the game. I really haven't seen any MMO get this much support, especially in MMO when it comes to trying to push it as an esport. So hopefully ArenaNet will pick up this, and just support it as well.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do for that, and I'm not sure if they're going to have an event where we can all show up somewhere and do it that way, because that would be kind of cool, like Dragon Con, or I don't know what they would call it, but I think there's already something called
Dragon Con's in Georgia.
But
It's probably some Skyrim community.
we'll invade.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for teams. And if you're a new team and you just kind of want to get yourself out there, if you kick everyone's butt who already is known, like TL, AC, we're kind of already a little bit growing. Well, TL is way beyond us as far as growth. But I mean, that's your chance. First tournament ever. So
I need to take Lyra's idea real quick, and the BNC event is going to be called the Rock Dog Invitational. Kind of a big deal. Quark had a question for you guys earlier. Shout out to Quark. He's a lovely individual. What do you... Whoa. Chat room, you're talking too much. Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd say that. What do you think about some good teams trying to sync queue? And for those that don't know, that's basically everyone's in a chat, IRC, Skype, and say, queue up right now, and ideally you're paired.
Yeah, I'll take this one. It's actually hard to do right now compared to the Battle Weekend events, because there's a visual bug where you can't really tell how many teams are queued. At the very most, you will see 2 out of 8. So with all these queues nearly instant popping, I think while it is possible, it's going to be really hard to do. But that's usually what we're trying to do with some other teams. But yeah, it's a lot of people queuing into tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, following up on that, Quark suggested at really extreme downtimes, like 3 a.m. But I mean, for me personally, I'm a full-time grad student right now. I know a few of us have people working also, so we just practice at night. We have things to do. So ideally, yes, that would be the best chance to sync queue. But feasible, I don't know.
Quick, I didn't have it written up, so for those that haven't been to our website or Guru and haven't seen the GW2 Ringer channel, check it out. It's I'll put it in the show notes. Maybe someone here can link it in the chat room. Who has their Skype on? That's me. My bad. Sorry, people. I'll disable sounds. I just redid a system format. Anyways, Guild Wars 2 Ringer. It's an awesome service. Basically, go into a chat room. It's called GW2 Ringer. That's the channel name. And you basically say, hey, I play this profession or professions. North American, European, whatever. And ideally, you find groups that way. And I actually found a lot of people. Like some people in the chat room I played with, and they carried me a lot over the last week. But no, I learned a lot. Like, I think I said it before, but I took 10 days off of work to get better and get used to the game. And thanks to Stoop in chat room and some other people, I had a great time. So
Yeah, there's also a lot of like team members, like good team members, also looking for teams. Whenever they're not practicing with their actual teams, so just give it a look. And if you're looking to get your name out there, just go ahead and look for a team in there.
do it today.
And another thing you'll see too is that a lot of, I mean, hopefully other team managers are doing this, but I know for sure what I do is I'm always watching who's streaming, like even the people who have like 1 or 2 viewers, because sometimes those guys are exceptionally great players. They just don't have the following, and that's unfortunate. And promoting those guys is great. I mean, that's how we found a lot of like the matchless gaming guys, and Airho is amazing too, so it was a great pickup for us. So I mean, those are just things that you're gonna see is like team managers even like scouting you. But yeah, just put yourself out there. That's the major thing.
It's about the
A
community
lot of
right
people
now.
are also looking. I know there are some people who are actually looking for like a 5th man because their one guy is not on it at the moment. You could be that guy in the chat channel that happens to get to join them. So.
Yep. Without without what we're talking about today, basically, like that's what the whole episode's about. You have to be based or revolve around the community. So if you just want to play competitively, but you don't do anything with the community, you're gonna have a bad time. Like South Park meme right there. You're gonna have a bad time. You need to get in there and try a little bit because they don't have all the systems up. So. Well, what else? There's a lot of things when it comes to structured PvP that they need to give some love on.
Spectator mode, I think, is also one that we're all waiting for.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you need to have it in order to make the game an esport, since how else you can get viewers to see. The idea of even trying to somehow manage it by possibly increasing slots or something just sounds horrendous as it is right now. So until that's even implemented, even if like the private servers are up, you still probably won't see any tournaments because you need a viewer base to actually see something.
Yeah, another thing, other than spectator mode, I feel like the tournament UI currently is like way too simple. I would like some more details into it. Something that when I go to the tournament NPC, I have a reason to stay looking at it and be hyped up. Because let's say you can see the actual bracket of the ongoing tournaments, or you can see results, all that kind of stuff.
Chat room, I love you people. We're not playing Guild Wars 2. We're talking about Guild Wars 2. People are popping in here like, what's going on? No, yeah, we're a podcast. Follow us. I'm whoring us out. We're talking about what needs to be done in the game for those that are just popping by. And we're going to have those.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, right now, we are Boons and Conditions. I'm Luperza. This is Faelor, and we have some Team Legacy guys with us right now. Every episode, we bring on some new people, so from other teams, and hopefully, you can learn some things or possibly grill them. But I mean, right now we're actually talking about spectator mode, which is something that is very important for esports. I feel like, I don't know if any of you guys follow League right now, but since I was at PAX, I got to see some crazy things, and now they have like the little map that pops out. They're just doing a lot of stuff to help the community, and I really hope that Guild Wars 2 has some kind of tool guy who is just going to code some and maybe has a designer that's supporting him in order to create some tools for us. Maybe talk to some of us who are going to commentate and get ideas of like what we want and what we think that we need. I know that that's what like Blizzard and League does, and I hope that they do that with us as well. Dota 2 even does it. Oh my gosh, Valve did such a great job with the Dota 2 tournament this weekend. Amazing job. So I mean, that's just getting support from those companies, and I hope that Guild Wars 2 ArenaNet really helps us out. And it's not only up to them, it's also up to us. We got to get the followers, we got to get the people, watching us, and as creepy as that may sound, that's something that we definitely need. So it's up to you guys, it's up to the community to really help drive esports in Guild Wars 2.
Do you guys have like a favorite feature from maybe like League or Dota or other spectator modes that you guys definitely want to see in Guild Wars 2?
That's such a good question.
Outside of the actual spectator thing, I think in terms of NPCs, having a visual cue on it is really cool. Like in Dota 2, they have the timer on it itself. I know League implemented an actual number instead of a clock that Dota 2 does visually. But on something like Forest, where a lot of fights start hinging on the NPCs as a comeback mechanic, I think it's really important to keep those in mind as something to be very natural, especially for new viewers who will see an NPC die and think, oh, it's a one-time thing. They're not thinking about respawns at all. Maybe something as a tracker for guilds on Flowfire, although it doesn't happen often, something on the doors or the Keep Lord itself, besides the constant spamming of your base is under attack, which is really annoying, or your Keep Lord's under attack. But those kind of small things, because the map isn't a good indicator. I don't know how they're going to manage it, but like unless you're in a party as it is, it's hard to even see where someone is. You don't even get names. So it's just like, oh, there's a dot. This guy's on my team, but I don't know who it is. And they need to work on that as well.
It is going to be really interesting to see how they're going to pull this off, because one of the major issues that I personally think like they're going to encounter is the camera angle. Like, this is a third-person well, it's not even a third-person camera. Like, I feel like they somehow will have to adapt to this sort of MMO-ish camera style. I would love to see also, you know, how Dota TV, once Valve implemented the Spectator mode, they had some sort of like auto chasing or tracking of the actions. Later on, League of Legends implemented it. I hope they will have some sort of tool like this so the casters don't need to manually go all over the map and see what's going on.
I think for me, outside of just seeing, you know, as you guys were saying, you're stating a lot of things that a lot of the other games have. I think that's something that's great that Dota 2 does, is they allow you to watch anybody's stream almost. Well, I mean, like their videos, and then commentate, and then all those commentations get saved. And that's such a great way for even like new commentators to grow. And I hope that they can do something like that for us. I know that's a little bit more work, but it's definitely something that can help grow the esports scene, help grow the community of commentators, and we constantly need better commentators. I think that, you know, a lot of people want to do it, but you know, the more you do it, the better you're going to get, and it takes time. So I don't know. I think that's definitely something that they should think about putting in.
Yeah, I do like, for those, again, those are newer to PvP. I think all the higher end PvP people already know this, but we're trying to give love to the newbies as well, is that when the ArenaNet developers talk about this, they're claiming, they're stating that they have esports streams on all day, day. So that gives us a lot of hope. So we have really high hopes with that. But it's awesome if they truly are watching all these streams and games all day, and that's great. Hopefully they draw a lot of ideas, because Demonstrative gave a really good idea of like a clickable mini map where it zooms into that area. That would be amazing. That's the one I want. So there's spectator mode. We went over that. Let's hit. What about maps? What do you guys think about maps? We kind of touched it earlier, but I just want to like clean that topic up really quick.
Raid of the Capricorn's amazing.
Oh man,
go ahead. Why you gotta do that?
Like, well, I mean, besides the fact that underwater combat's kind of a terrible idea right now because it's not enough time invested into it. The idea of an underwater point, I don't think should be even considered when they don't put time into underwater combat. Instead, if you move that point like onto the boat, all right, and then if you control the boat, it still forces some kind of underwater mechanic as you try to get to it. But in that sense, I think you can make it possibly work better because the on-point fighting is on land, so your build isn't completely wrecked. Like some builds for some weapon sets are like, oh, I'm going to do all condition damage, but you're set for power because you're running a power bar. And then it kind of helps mitigate that issue.
They also need some other kind of secondary mechanic. Right now, neither the cannon or shark, like, they're not something that you as an spectator will get excited about. Like, it's not a mechanic worth fighting over. Like, you don't see people going, you know, get the cannonball and run all the way to the cannon and use it. It's just really a waste of time. They just need to put a lot of work into this. It appears like a rush map. That's why it's not in the tournament rotation, but hopefully they'll make something out of it.
Yeah, I think that they'll probably do something with maps where they only rotate maps that people want. I hope that they maybe do something similar to the way that StarCraft 2 does their map systems for their tournaments, where you kind of get to choose. Maybe, the winning team gets to choose the maps, or the losing team gets to choose maps, or something like that. That would be a really cool way to do it as well.
Yeah, yeah. No,
As long as they don't put raid in the rotation anytime soon.
Yeah, as long as they don't do that. Yeah, Stoop had a good idea in chat, or a good idea, comment, that they changed the keep lord to 150 points. Do you guys like that change?
I personally don't think it ever matters. You can put it to 400 points and
Indeed.
I won't care. The issue with Guild Lord isn't the number of points involved. You can take a look at Forest NPCs. The mechanic of the NPCs is plus 50 to all your stats, which actually makes a difference. If you look at Guild Lord, what bonus do you get for going for it early? Not only are you giving up map control, the other problem is, let's say I Guild Lord rush but only use 3 because I don't want to full commit, you're still not going to gain control of the map. You're still going to lose it because they're sending 5 to roam. And on top of that, one person alone can stop a 3-man Guild Lord rush. If you take into account that you have 5 NPCs helping you, it's not feasible. I know that we did a 5-man rush and got shut down by one Guardian because he tombed the Keep Lord at the last second, and we lose. It's just way too difficult to make a Keep Lord worth it until they put an early game bonus or mechanic into it.
Yeah, it needs to have some sort of benefit if I'm gonna go and give up basically the entire map control for getting the lore early. Right now we're just using it as a finisher mechanic, we just see that we can go for it, and if they don't stop us, they lose the game, and that's pretty much how it goes.
Do you have any ideas as to what it could add? Like?
The way I see it, you don't necessarily have to make it like an early game, like a bonus. I know people have been throwing ideas like, oh, make kills worth more, like bring them back to being 10 points instead of 5 points. You can make it so that maybe the Guild Lord might run out for a little bit, makes it harder to neutralize or something. I think even just a simple mechanic of adding NPCs as time goes on to change the importance of it early on. It's easier to take. You don't have to commit as many people. So it keeps the option open of taking out the Guild Lord, whereas later on, you're actually going to have to send your full team because you're using it as a closeout mechanic. Something as simple as that, I think, will at least open up options. I don't really have anything set. I don't really care. I just want it presence.
Just like Quob said, I would like to see some kind of progression when it comes to, for example, if I take the NPC early on, I want to see some sort of changes going, at least through the points. Let's say some NPCs start spawning as the game goes later and later. So this will at least force the other team to not just use the Lord as a finishing mechanic. Just something that will make it matter if I'm giving up those 3 points at the beginning of the game. And that will probably help me out as the match goes through to get those points back.
Off topic right here into like super future Guild Wars 2 universe, but a lot of people want like I'm gonna keep my arms up while I do this. So a lot of people want some sort of like progression system like MOBAs, where you're actually like there's a snowball effect. Would you like to see something like that in Guild Wars 2, or do you think that's too risky, or is that just way out there, too hard to tell?
I think snowball mechanics are really built into maps as it is by default. I don't think you need it anymore. Like if you look at Forest, if you hold the keep, you can see the whole map, literally. You can see a person running out from their spawn across the beach. You can see a person running out to their nearest point, and you don't have to change the camera angle. Fire kind of does it the same way. You can see them actually leave their spawn, which is even more dangerous than in Forest, where you can at least mask movements. Somewhat. So I think just the way maps are designed are super snowbally. I don't think you need to do anything else that implements it.
Yeah, another good example is Kylo. Once you get control of the CT and you actually go outside through the windows, you can actually place yourself in a point where you can see them on their spawn and just see their movements. Or once you take mansion, if that's not your point, you can actually just go up to these little stairs to the side and just look at them, like see where they are rotating, and that's a big deal to us.
I think that's the best put anyone's replied with that with that question. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Oh man, what else? So many things, and we're trying to make it a shorter and sweeter episode, but let's try to fit one more thing in here before we call it a day. Rating system's probably the biggest one, right? Like an actual, like how should they do the rating system?
I mean, any standard elo system will be more than enough. You'll run into problems with solo queue. You simply cannot install elo into a team game if you're not queuing up as a team. It was based off of chess, right, which is a 1v1 concept. Team versus team is still a singular object versus singular object. So you run into the problems with solo queue no matter what, but just a general elo system will be more than enough for competitive teams, I think.
I also hope that they will give some sort of incentive to actually win in. I mean, not just winning, but queuing for rank group games, like actual team games, 5-man pre-mates. Because we know what happened to League of Legends. You know, they took a long time to make rank 5s actually means something. Now that, they have the whole championship and you need to earn points. And people, will go off solo queue, elo, and they will, have a really terrible attitude once you go on about why they're not doing their job in a team game.
I feel. Oh, go ahead. I saw that. I saw Luperza. I'm not gonna cut you off. Go.
Yeah, I think that they definitely need some kind of rating system. I agree with you guys. Definitely, they need to make sure it's queued. You're queuing as a group. Something that StarCraft 2 does really well that I think we could possibly do, although it might be weird since the maps are kind of built for 5v5, is allowing people to do like a 2v2 or a 1v1 competitive game. It might be interesting, but I think that those style of games might have to be more of like to the death killing instead of, or like a team deathmatch rather than a point, concept. But I don't know if like that's something that they're thinking about doing or not, because we haven't heard from them. They've been saying that they've thinking about possibly doing something where there's like a team deathmatch or like capture the flag mechanic or something like that, but we have not seen anything of that sort. They did a Hunger Games thing, so they have some kind of support for that.
Now it's done in one
we
day.
just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm calling you guys out. But I understand that their maps are made for 5v5, so I definitely think that if you're queuing up, you should queue up as a 5v5 group. That group gets saved, and then you should be able to queue with another 5v5, I feel like, if you want to. I know that some games only allow you to queue up with one team, and if you queue up again, they don't allow you to do that. I'm not sure how Guild Wars 2 wants to do that, or if people agree with me or not. You guys might all say you have to be with one team and that's who you have to be stuck with. But I feel like sometimes you just want to, play with your friends, and there's 5 of you, and then there's the team that you actually are competitive with that is going to win. And I think if you're paying for that key to get into that tournament, like that's just more money going to them and more money fueling into the system that's allowing people to win more money, which is great for the community, and it's just constantly funneling and things. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that they have to think about.
One thing I wanted to say, going back to the Conquest and Team Deathmatch, all these game modes, I really hope the ArenaNet and people will wait a little, before trying to push other game modes and actually give Conquest a try. I personally never played a lot of Conquest, but it's been a lot of fun so far. I know people bring up the argument, there's not a lot of killings don't have a meaning and all these kind of arguments, but there's actually more depth than just run around and get a point, and then just ignore people, don't fight them and get another point. So hopefully the ArenaNet will, make people, I'm not going to say force, but makes them just play Conquest and give it a try.
I think Conquest can work, and Conquest does work really well on some maps. I think we obviously have seen that some maps have gotten a lot more playtime out of them, so their level design team has gotten to do a lot more work. The Trebuchet map, man, that's
that was shown
insane.
off,
Like
a
there's
year and a half
so
ago.
many things that can happen. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that map has gotten so much more play and so much more QA out of like people just beta testing it. So we're getting a lot more feedback to them, and then there's like these other maps that people have not played at all, and it's obvious that people have not played them because no one likes them. They're not balanced, they don't make sense, there's no strategy. And I think that something that you get with, I'm going to use the trebuchet for example, is you get a lot of ridiculous things that you're just like, Whoever thought about doing that? That's amazing. Or, you know, like there's just crazy things that happen. And those elements of drama and elements of surprise are the things that people want to watch. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time. And I worry about that as like a commentator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many topics. We need to try and wrap it up. I'm gonna try and hit the chat box real quick, and we'll do like a final note thing. Okay, this happened last night to Quark and I. I'm gonna bring it up because chat room's talking about it. Don't please be like, hey bro, what's your rank? Be like, game's been out for a week. Someone could have been in beta, or they could have been like a gladiator or like some top ranker in Dota or League, and they could raffle stomp you, and they could be like rank 2. Don't ask what someone's rank is and judge them completely is the word for it when the game's been out for a week. Don't be that good. Like, don't say YOLO. What's your rank?
I don't know about that. I have a gladiator title. Guild Wars 2 Season 1 gladiator.
I'm a gladiator too.
Looking for
in
group.
Guild Wars 2. Oh man, what's my rank? Not 20. I'll tell you that. Anyways, final notes. Mianhe, I'm slaughtering your name. What's the final word you like to get in this episode?
I would like to say that the Ruins of the Ogre will be renamed to Ruins of the Rock Duck, but other than that, hopefully we'll be seeing some more people step it up, you know, like get involved in actual competitive play, and we'll see them around, especially GW2 Ringer.
Yeah, plug it. Cool Whip.
I guess I'll make mine more on the commercial side. Go ahead and check out teamlegacy.net if you're a fan of the group, as well as watch me on stream, Twitch TV/kwlpp. I stream usually around 7 o'clock until 1 a.m. And then lastly, if you enjoy watching my stream or enjoy following our guild, or I guess team, check out our Facebook. It's facebook.com/teamlegacyna. We are doing some giveaways on it with like the Celestial and Abyssal Black Dice. So if you want a chance at those, go ahead and like it.
I'm gonna enter those. Luperza, what do you have to say?
What?
What do you have to say?
What I have to say?
Yeah, what's your final?
Bye. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, it's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to get some new teams on, and hopefully you guys will join us again for another episode. It's really cool. As always, follow BNC. We got a Twitter, we got a Facebook, we got a website, we got all the things. And the best way to find us is just go to bnc.com and find our website that has all our social networks on it. Follow Faelor, follow me on Twitter, you know.
Yeah, follow us. We need more followers. Oh, I'm like 5 tweets away from 10,000 tweets. I want that to be a thing. I want everyone in this podcast to know that. I'm getting there. Okay, that's my final word. I have nothing to contribute. Just follow us. We plan to do more content, but we're kind of reliant on the community and ArenaNet to help us, like with spectator mode and stuff. So, chat room, you've been wonderful. You've been very entertaining, especially the guy who likes Luperza's voice a lot. You're very creepy. And we will catch you next week. Again, be here on Tuesday night, 9 Pacific time, twitch.tv/boons and conditions. We'll be here live. So, see you next time. And
wait, we have one more question.
Uh-oh.
Mianhe. It's a fashion question.
Oh god.
Robe?
I'm ready.
Robe or skirt?
No, robe.
Oh, he's gonna go with a robe.
He said robe, guys. That's the answer.
It
Underneath
actually
his
depends.
robe. That's what we're all wondering.
All right.
Are you wearing sandals or not? Okay, I'll let Faelor continue.
You need socks.
I'm ending the
Socks and
stream. That's
sandals.
how I'm going to continue. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.
Toodles.